Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, and I picked the mic up off the floor. I always forget to pick it up. The biggest job in sport. We say the things on here that nobody dare say. Isn't that right, Big Joe Egan? Eh? What's happening with this soon, Joe? Where are you? You've gone missing. Bit like John Fury other day when he got interviewed by Daily Star, and they asked him about them 100-0 on the hard road and his bare knuckle days. What did he do? He shut it down. Oh, we don't want to talk about that. Men fighting with bellies hanging over the trousers and all that. That wasn't what you were spouting a bit back, John. Your £100,000 bare knuckle fights. You don't want to talk about them. You know, for the life of me, I forgot the man's name. Pop, pop, bang. 200-kilo deadlifts with me Corey. 140-kilo bench press cold before a pan of rabbit stew on the hot fire on Christmas Day. Born liars. Imposters. Toughest white man to ever spar Mike Tyson. You never sparred him. It was Glenn McCrory. Tim Witherspoon's waiting to do a Zoom. Big Joe Egan, where are you? Me and Tim on a Zoom with you, and he's going to ring Kevin Rooney and put him on the phone. Pop, pop, bang. Silence. How you doing, Andy?
Not bad, pal, yourself.
I'm all
on
right.
Fire tonight. Yeah.
On fire, mate. Let me tell you this, mate. I was running this morning, and you know what? It was great this morning. You know, Bunny had me doing it with a 5-kilo weighted vest. I thought, you know what, Bunny, you can stick your weighted vest for now. Anyway, I did it this morning, but I can't get near Big John Fury's time. He's like Seb Coe. Yeah, we're up early this morning. I've been at it all day up there today. All day. I've trained as well up there. And I've come home and I've just done Adam. I did Adam at the San Francisco lad. And who did I have at 11? Big Richard. And I've got you here with a two-parter. And I've just managed to put my head down now, 9 o'clock, and I thought, I'll just go through these emails. And I've got the Big Joe Egan fan club emails. You know, Big Joe. What's up, Joe? Are you sweating? Well, you should be, because I'm coming for you, mate. Oh, yeah, mate. I'm coming for you, mate. You better believe it. And when I do, you'll have to go into hiding. You'll have to crawl away. You'll never be seen again on the boxing scene when I'm done with you, mate. And you know what's coming. You know, tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. How are you, Andy?
Oh, no bad. Just had a mad day rushing about everywhere. Just the usual weekend. Had a swim this morning, which was good. And then I was up seeing my mum at the hospital, and then we were way up north to my mother-in-law's and that. So just a mad rush about. I had to go to the shop there for started shutting the shop at 10 o'clock instead of midnight. So but make sure I've got what I need in case I want to have a wee vodka. Because I can't go after that.
Is weather bad up there, Andy?
It's been a lot. It's been very windy. Yeah, it's been quite stormy. I don't know what it's been like down with you guys, but it's been pretty stormy. 107-mile-an-hour winds, I think it was last Sunday night, and about 20 miles from here that was recorded. So I think that last Sunday I was doing a Zoom with you, and I thought, gee, I thought my shed's going to get blown away.
So when?
Last Sunday when I was doing a Zoom with you, it felt like my shed was going to get blown away. It felt like it was moving about. I'm like, Jesus, am I going to take off here?
How do you cope up there with cold weather, Andy?
I didn't mind it. It's not been cold today. It's been about 11 degrees today. It's been really mild, but it was only about a week ago, or just over a week ago, it was -7. So it's one extreme to the other.
Do you know that road where you sent me that clip of that Honda, that Type R Honda you had? That road?
Oh, yeah.
What road was that?
The one with the video of the car on was Glen Shee, but I sent you another video there. That was Glencoe. The most recent one I sent you. It's beautiful up there. That's a stunning road to drive.
You know, that grass and all that, the sides of that road and that, it's like brown, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Depends what time of year it is, I suppose. I don't know when that was filmed.
Island, it's right dark green, and where you live, it's like brown, isn't it?
It kind of varies from what time of the year it is. It might
Because
be
of the
just
weather and that, it never gets any sun on it and all that, do you think?
yeah. I mean, we do get some sunshine occasionally, once a year.
I've had a few emails, people asking me what kind of engineer you are and all that.
As a well, a motor mechanic to trade, and then I now work on aircraft components. Yeah.
Yeah. You could do with
Just
getting in with, you could do with getting in with Big Ron because Dennis has got a contract with aerospace, you know, because
is it?
he makes Rolls Royce parts, you know, his company. Yeah, they send them
Ah,
Dubai and I forget the other places, but yeah, it's obvious it must be if Rolls Royce are buying them and aerospace are buying stuff off you,
yeah,
his company must know what they're on with, like, do you know what I mean?
yeah.
But
It's big money in that.
oh, yeah. And then he's got me there banging on boardroom door saying, come on, we've got Liam Cameron to meet while he's in a meeting. Forget about Rolls Royce and aerospace, Dennis. Come on, I'm waiting. You know what I'm like, I don't give a hoot about that stuff. But yeah, it's obviously you'd have thought dealing with aircraft components, it's really stringent. I do
Oh,
know serious stuff like it's not just something that you take lightly, is it? All that kind of thing.
as I say, there's no laybys in the sky, so everyone's got to be tip top.
Well, yeah, you can't make mistakes up there, can you? Because it's people go to prison, don't they?
Oh yeah, I mean, no matter what, everything's traceable. And you probably know yours. I think you was it you who sent me you'd watch some aircraft investigations. They always find out what the
Well, I watch all that. It's one of my favourite pro. When I used to smoke weed, I was obviously a serious weed smoker. I used to go get an ounce of green and I'd just sit on my bed, roll, I mean 20, 30 joints, and I'd just sit and watch aircraft investigation, one after the other, and I got right into it, you know, over a period of time. Obviously, I don't now because I don't bother with that stuff, but there were a time where I used to just watch that all the time, and I think it's a great program. There's loads of them, isn't there? Loads of accidents, isn't there?
it's amazing. Even that Lockerbie one, They put the plane back together,
You
but
know what?
no
I'm
problem
not
with it.
gonna say it's one of my favourite ones because there's no to be favourite about no to it's not to boast about or what, but it's a tragedy. But how it put together were really good, and I remember that as a kid. It was about late 80s.
Mm.
On a bomb. Is that near where you live?
No, no, that's way down. It's down near the borders, down near where we were at that rally, down near the borders. But I mean, that was horrendous. Just there was debris and carnage scattered over miles and miles.
Yeah. Oh, do you remember? Do you remember being down there as a kid? Then, yeah.
I wasn't down there as a kid at
No,
that
I
time.
mean, where you went to that rally, that's where all the stuff exploded in the sky, isn't it? The
Yeah,
Lockerbie.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you weren't around there at that time then, but you've
no,
been to that area where it all landed from the sky. Is that what you were saying? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I
We were there
watched
recently.
it sort of like exploded over a little village, didn't it? A Scottish village, didn't it?
Uh, I worked with a guy years ago when I worked in a Land Rover garage, and this guy was ex-forces, and he'd worked in air traffic control at that time, and he was on an air traffic control that night, and he said he remembers seeing it on the radar. This must have been an explosion, and just the debris. The debris must have shown up on the radar, scattered like with the wind. Obviously, would take it whatever direction the wind was blowing. It's
You didn't know what it was
unbelievable.
on the radar.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's
Mm, yeah, it's and the guy who did it, they kept him in jail. Then they let him out, didn't they? They had a deal with governments and let him out. I mean, how bent
yeah.
is that?
I don't think it was even him. I think he's maybe a scapegoat. Yeah, so a lot of evidence pointing to that, wasn't it?
Well, if anybody wants to watch that, I mean, it's not something that I'm forcing people to watch. It's quite an interesting. It's a sad story because all the people died, but I thought it would put together really good the documentary about it and how it all were pieced in and all that. It's a sad one that, but
Yeah.
yeah. Other than that, what else you been up to, kid?
Hey, just working and being a dad. That's a full-time job.
Sat
Had
in,
my
sat in your bar.
I seen my eldest kids. I seen them last night. We had a nice night with them last night. So a good laugh. So
Did you
don't
go
see
anywhere
them that
nice?
often. So it's good.
Did you go anywhere nice?
No, I just came here. I just came to my house. So just had a good catch up with them and that. So
Good man.
uh,
Man.
that was all good.
Did you watch any boxing, Andy?
I didn't know. I never seen any last night. There was some on there, wasn't there? I see Spotty Frank's got a new haircut. You've seen him, a clip of him earlier talking about some fight last night. I can't remember who it was.
Spotty Frank's had a big house built in Essex.
Is he?
I reckon it's worth millions, yeah. So he must be doing well. The people behind the scenes seem to be getting paid, don't they?
Yeah.
Which brings me to my first topic I want to talk to you about. Payments to fighters. Now, are fighters getting less now for, say, British title fights than they were 20 years ago? Because I remember, obviously, when I worked up at Big Ron's, and I used to know what people were on back then, and I'm sort of like getting the gist of what people are getting now, and it's less than then. Dennis were paying 30 and 40,000, back 20 years ago for some of them fights now, and some of the money floating about then. And I look now, well, Sheedy got 7 grand to fight Tommy Langford for British. That were about 5 years ago, and I was like, wow. But that's just how it's gone now. And people nowadays are lucky to get 15, 16 grand for a British title, if they're lucky. And what's the answer? Because how can Anthony Joshua, for example, get 64 million to fight Andy Ruiz in Saudi, and he could train all camp and spar Tom Little, and Tom Little could come out and weigh 20 bags?
Shocking, eh?
How can that be? Tom Little there with his Under Armour trackie on and all pictures and all that, and eating every day with AJ for weeks and that, and then he's been paid that. Who's advising these people? How can Anthony Joshua walk around knowing he were getting 64 million, right? And Tom Little getting that. And who's standing up for Tom Little? And let's have it right. Where's Anthony Joshua's morals, knowing he can take that home, and then somebody else is on the same card? And don't forget, did he get in with that Makhmadov? I think he did, didn't he? Tom Little. He got in with him. Let me just check on my phone. I think he fought that Makhmadov, who at the time were knocking everybody out. He's just had a beat. He's just been beat by Caballero, hasn't he? I might have this wrong. I'm sure it was some killer who Tom fought. Can I turn it off? Let me turn it on.
But Big Meech's morals in the gutter there, eh? Because he could easily give Tom.
Listen, I can tell you a few little stories about Big Meech and money, let me tell you, but it's not for me to say. It's for others to come out and talk about. But listen, they're about money. Well, he just had, Ngannou's his 4th fight on trot, his 4th gimme. This is another gimme. And now they're saying it's going to be Wilder next. That's the word around the campfire. So that's 5 gimmes. They're just piling hundreds of millions up, and they're not going near any danger.
It's just wrong, eh?
Fury's going near danger. Now he's fighting Usyk, even though he's a smaller guy. But look at the Fury's just been on. He's not been near anybody since Wilder, has he really? But they're selling them as killer fights and could go either way. And look how they're trying to sell this Ngannou one.
I still don't think he's going to stop Ngannou. I don't think he's going to stop him there. I think
he'll not want to get too close, will he? I hope he gets battered.
I think he could come unstuck there. Eh? I mean, I know Ngannou's only had 1 fight in it. He's lost controversially in some people's eyes, but I think he lost just. But no, I think he could come unstuck there, and I'm maybe in the minority saying that, but that's just the feeling I get. I've just got a feeling that he thinks he's going to go in there and flatten Ngannou and make Fury look daft. But I don't think Ngannou's a big tough guy, isn't he? Solid. He's probably 2 stone heavier than Joshua. He's going nowhere. I don't think he's going anywhere if he hits him. And if Big Meech starts, like, anyway, you saw how he took away Fury's inside game just with sheer strength. And if Joshua he's not going to fight. If he can't fight inside him and starts blowing a bit, and he could come unstuck. I think he should win. He should win, but I've just got a feeling. That's just my feeling. Just from a fan's perspective. I'm not an expert, but I've just got a feeling he could come unstuck. So I think it's probably worth putting a
Yeah,
couple of pounds on it.
it wasn't Makhmadov, Andy. It wasn't Makhmadov. It was some other guy, Mark Madralsol, Majadov or something. I can't
Right.
even the names of these people, half of them. So it wasn't him, it was some other guy. But he smashed him up in 2 rounds and he got buttons.
Yeah. You should have had £250,000 for that minimum. If there's that much money floating about, he should have had £250,000 for that.
Well, if he's had 64 million, Anthony Joshua, and I know he has, right?
Yeah.
He's had 64 million. Hang on a minute, where's Joshua on here? Yeah, he's had 64 million, and Tom Little, bless him, he's had brass buttons. And you'd have thought he'd have said, look, you're fighting on undercard. I'm going to give you the Opie Price fought on there as well. I bet he got brass buttons. I wonder if Bombay Dave went into bat for Opie Price on that show. Here, Bombay Dave, how can you let your fighter fight for brass buttons when Big Meech got $64 million or whatever it were, quid or something? 64 million. I think it was 70 odd million won it in dollars and 64 in pounds sterling. 64 million quid. Right. And all these others on card. Dylan White, what did he get against Marius Back? I bet Dylan White did all right hard at job. He's not behind the door, but Tom Little got brass buttons, and I bet Opie Price did as well. Hey, that is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And Joshua can walk around like with his head held high. Anthony Joshua, hold your head in shame, you greedy pig. All you're bothered about is money, you pig. You know what? Every single day, I'm just getting even more bad-tempered with this. I might just do something else. I might just carry on with my channel. We just add other things to it because this boxing game, mate, it's just doing me head in now. I can understand how Julian feels like he does. Do you know what I mean? How wrong is that, man? That's like playing for a Sunday league team or a like a semi-pro football team and everybody on like 50 quid and somebody getting a grand. I say, how come he's getting a grand him? If I were on 50 quid, I'd have a right issue with that, me, would you?
Yeah, it's a perfect example of mismanagement and exploitation of fighters. And if the managers had any balls, they could have said, all the fighters in that thing, if that's all they were getting, all the fighters in that, they should have said, no, we're not fighting unless we get X amount of money. And just stood strong, people power. That's what the managers should have done for them, but maybe they've been buttered up in brown envelope or something, I don't know. That's just a suspicion,
It's disgusting, isn't it? And do you know what? When somebody sent me pictures of Spotty Frank's house, I said, what's that worth? And he said, oh, it's worth this much. And I went, wow. I mean, he's never thrown a punch in his life, has he? All he's done is tell tales about what's going on behind the scenes to Hills. And Hills is all Bazza. Do you know what I mean? That's all he's done. Little mole in the hole. Isn't that right, Spotty? Hey, these people, they're slinking and slink out and they don't care. And like in years to come, in like 15 years to come, they'll still be doing the same thing. Pouncing a living of fighters.
That's other guys taking punches to the head that's paid for his big house, That's just, it's wrong, Wrong.
But I don't know, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth, that. Do you know what I mean? What people are being paid and who's having it off. And do you know when I see Eddie Hills? Eddie, I don't get a hoot if you watch this or somebody sends you it. When I see Eddie Hills coming out with stuff like, yeah, we've had it off. We're having it off, or he's had it off. What, Eddie, you've never had a fight in your life, a proper fight. Mr. Relentless. What are you relentless about, you wrong 'un? You're not relentless. Do me a favour. People who are relentless are people who've had hardship in their lives and overcome things. Do you know what I mean? Who've had to battle and had it tough and come out the other end. That's people who are relentless. What's relentless about going to school in a white limousine, right? A private school. What's relentless about that and growing up in a castle? That's not relentless. It's silver spoon. Carry on. And you know what best thing about it is? I see these people hanging out the back of him. You know, like Bombay Dave and other people. Bellew, look at Bellew, upbringing Bellew's had. Right? They should, they're worlds apart. Bellew, you're a sellout. An absolute sellout. It just cheeses me off. And I'm glad I don't want my Ruby to box now, because she's fantastic on pads, and she's only 11-year-old. She's really, really good on pads. She's got a good backhand. She knows how to set her feet and everything. And do you know what? If she wanted to be, she could be cock at school, boys and girls, but she don't want to do it. So no, it's not for me. She can really fight. And I won't take her anywhere near this slot, which brings me to you, doesn't it? Steffi Bull. Ho, 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 ho. I've heard Terry Harper wants to leave you, but she's tied down to you and she wants gone. How's about that one? Pop, pop, poppity pop. Hey? But then again, why would you be bothered when you're pimping 15-year-old girls out to Mexico and you think that's good? How is that good? Taking a slice of cake off a 15-year-old. Now, is this where we're at in boxing, this? Is this where we're at? All them people hanging out at back of Steffi Bull, have a look in mirror at yourselves. Yeah, you lot. 15-year-old going to fight grown-ass hairy women in Mexico. Where's sport heading, Andy, with that? Is it
Wrong,
me?
innit? It's just wrong,
Coming
man.
out with negative stuff. Are you just sending me mad, this? Am I having a breakdown, Andy?
I hope no.
Oh.
I hope no. I mean, when you look at Eddie Hills, though, what they're doing, it's really they're mirroring what's going on with the likes of the British government. It's all the money's for all the people at the top. There's a big disparity. There's a bigger disparity between rich and poor, and it's getting wider. The gap's getting wider. There's more poor people and there's more rich people, and it stinks. The whole thing stinks, and they're just doing the same. They're following suit with all the corruption and what's going on with the government. I hate all it. Just boils my blood. I just hate it.
Yeah. Boils your blood. What's happening with this Crusher Ben inquiry? It's gone missing, hasn't it? Once it's supposed to be last week. We're February in a few days. What's happened with that? He's just fighting in next week, doesn't he? Fights. It's fight week tomorrow, isn't it? What's happened with that? It's all disappeared, hasn't it?
Boxing's biggest mystery.
Hey, so is he just going to keep fighting in America every 3 or 4 months now and racking wins for money while he's got drug charges hanging over him? What is that?
He might come unstuck too
What about John Ryder getting flogged?
in a ballroom.
Oh yeah, he'll get.
I haven't even seen the. All right. Was that tonight? Was that last night?
Do you know what bothers me about that? He
that's a
comes
shame.
up as a nice guy, John Ryder, like pretty affable kid, isn't he, and all that. He's not a big mouth and all that. But I want to know why nobody's putting it on him, or them people around him, them Simsers. Why are all you YouTubers scared to get Charlie Sims or his old man, Tony Macaroni, on your YouTube channels and ask them why John Ryder keeps getting chance after chance after chance and piling up millions of pounds? He's not got an area belt, not got an English belt, a British, a Commonwealth, a European or a world. There's no belt to his name, piling up money. Why is that? Why do you keep wheeling him out? The Derek Chisora, the super middleweight division. Why is that? Because that's what they do down there, innit? What's Crusher got? Crusher's not got a belt. But they're piling money up. It's them Simsers. They're the problem in the sport of boxing. Sponsors! That are.
Robbing people that's worthy of the shot. Robbing people that should be getting these shots, the titles and whatnot.
John Ryder, right?
Wrong,
Done a lot of rounds. Has been knocked about, right? He's had 7 defeats. They're now talking him versus Saunders too. The last dance. Oh my God, when does it end?
I don't think he'll come back, Saunders. It's too long,
Well, big favourite on Asylum, innit? Let's see the Asylum lads show the same energy for John Ryder getting all these chances that you slaughter Derek Warchizora for? Let's see the same energy. All right? You know I'm right, kid. Pop, pop, bang. But anyway, let me just mention this again. Big Joe Egan, when we're doing this Zoom, what are you afraid of? Big Joe. Keep them holes dug, Joe. Keep digging them holes. No, he didn't want to come on. What about Big John Fury, who he's interviewed with Daily Star? He soon shut that down when they asked him about his bare knuckle days. Did you see it?
Is that I'm finally telling the truth? It's not worth talking about. He's finally come out and told the truth. It's not worth talking about it.
He had no choice, did he?
Not
He
to
knows.
see
He knows to shut it down. Listen, once you tell a lie, you got to tell another, or you got to shut it down. A bit like the 7 million to charity. They shut that one down on Channel 4, put it on him, didn't they? Hey, don't shut that down. Whopping
he's a
eight.
master.
What, hey?
He's a master of the shutdown, eh?
Listen, mate, I told you that one about that billboard, didn't I? That evening with John Fury. I mean, I tell you what sort of man turns around to his wife? Because I know somebody who went to this do, and there were women there and men, and says, "Do you know what, love? I'm going to treat you this weekend. I'm going to take you out on the town. Oh, that's brilliant. Where are we going? We're going to an evening with Big John Fury, and we're going to listen to utter drivel about his 100-0 bare knuckle record on the hard road, £100,000 bare knuckle fights, and how everybody in jail was terrified of him." Load of rubbish. My mate with Jim Audley in that jail. You were like a mouse. He used to go down to that bubble every day, kicking off about his appeal. You know, his own brother Peter sorted his appeal out for him. He got him 2 year knocks off his sentence. Peter's barrister pal, right? For free. How's about that? He got him in 11, turned into a 9, and all he did every day was go down to that office, banging on that window like a raving lunatic. Like what only time he piped up. Have I got an email? Is there a fax? What about me appeal? I can't do me beard. Listen, when I did my beard, I did it grinning like a Cheshire cat. Because you won't let them screws see me whining. Yeah, you get them odd days, don't you? Don't want to let them see me hour down. My heck, man. But him banging on that bubble like a raving lunatic. What's happening with my appeal? Because he couldn't do his shovel. He couldn't do his dicky bird, could you, Big John, eh? Pop, pop, bang. Can you imagine him? Let me out! Let me out! Well, you've seen it in Manchester Evening News. Did you see that article? Listen, my mate was there, mate, when he got sentenced. He collapsed in the dock. Collapsed in the dock.
Yeah.
He's an imposter like you, innit, Big Joe Egan, eh? I'm coming for you, mate. Both barrels, so get ready. Am I sending these clowns to you? They've got clowns emailing me daily. I've known Joe Egan 20 years. It's about respect and honour with Joe. One of your own, yeah, one of your own. Do me a favour. Like I said, them that laugh first don't laugh last. And them that laugh last laugh longest. Always remember that one.
That's it.
Right, Kell Brook, should he retire, yes or no, or should he fight Beefy, Eubank, or Crusher?
You should maybe fight Crusher and wipe the floor with him and then retire. I was
Kell-
going to say retire until you said Crusher, right? But
Yeah.
you could probably wipe the floor with him.
Kell Brook, if you're listening, I know you are, because I'm going to send this to Nicky Smedley and he'll send it to you. Right, Kell, this is what you do, mate. Forget Eubank, right? At £160. The last time you fought £160, you got your face caved in. Right? We have weight divisions for a reason. I don't want to see you bouncing around in that fancy Audi that you've got, right? With one eye and be known as One Eye Kell. We don't want that. So learn from your mistake against Golovkin. Weight divisions for a reason. And Eubank has fought at 168 and he's got wins over Arthur Abraham, a tough guy, a good solid 168 guy. So you're a 147 guy coming up. So you're not designed to take that sort of punishment. So my advice to you, Kelly, is this. Fight at 154 against Crusher and flog him. Flog him and do boxing a favour. Flog him. That's all you've got to do, but it means you're going to have to work with Eddie Hills. So try and get it on Sky if you can, but flog him. Flog Crusher and do boxing a favour, but stay away from Eubank. Stay away from him. And Beefy, I don't even think he's even in equation after his last performance, is he? He's just a waste man now, Beefy. He's not deserving of a pay-per-view. How he's had them pay-per-views, Beefy, I don't know. I mean, look at all these people. They're getting pay-per-views. And who brought it back? The Cobra. The Cobra brought pay-per-view back, didn't he? Unbelievable.
Yep.
I have got a great video in production, you know. Cobra versus Bellew, head to head. The people keep saying to me, Tony Bellew would have done the Cobra. He's got a better CV than him. See, these people, they start to believe it, don't they? Andy, they believe the hype, don't they? They see Tony Bellew in Jungle. They don't know that he was a paper champion. Paper.
That's it.
Paid a paper.
Paper champion, eh?
But they buy into it, don't they? You want to go on to part 2, kid?
That's it. I mean,